28 minutes on to 7 o'clock. This is where I say good morning to you, Grenada, Carrier, Cupidi, Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean, the rest of the world. As I welcome you to Good Morning Grenada for today, it's Thursday, the 14th day of May 2026. Of course, I am Gordon Joseph, so happy to be with you this morning. Thanking God for keeping me on the wake-up list this morning. Yes, it's indeed a privilege. Always remember that you ought to be thankful for that, because it's not a right. You were not, it's not a case where you were supposed to be on the wake-up list this morning, but His mercies and His grace, carried us through to this morning. So we ought to be ever so thankful for that. Having said that, let's pray. Heavenly Father, thank you for waking us up to see another new day. We're so grateful for your love that never fails. Please go before us this morning and cover our homes, our children, and our families with your protection. Let your angels guard every door and keep us safe as we travel to work, school, and everywhere we go. Today we put on the whole armor of God. We stand in your strength, walk in your peace, and hold fast to your word. No weapon formed against us shall prosper, and every plan of the enemy is already defeated. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen, amen, and amen. And while at this Thankful Thursday, be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God. And the peace of God, which passes all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus. And that's coming from Philippians chapter 4, verses 6 to 7. Good morning. May this Thursday be filled with love, laughter, gratitude, and joy. There came Lauren's word, gratitude. Gratitude is a must. Always remember that. Yeah, remember that gratitude is a must. You cannot go through life without having gratitude. Yeah, gratitude is a must. Always remember that. 26 minutes on to 7 o'clock. Good morning, Monica Mayrose Williams, Sylvina Charles, Veronica Sandy, Jillian McIntyre, Michelle Bernard, Yulin Alexander, Veronica Sandy. Who else is here? Catherine Phillip is with us. Where's Mildred? Mildred, how are you? Good morning, Petlin, and also to you, the wonderful folks inside of Munich and Mama Can and surrounding areas, Rags and Ras Jinga and Ras Bongo and the Ras Tiba, the Moyaki, Mami Liris, the entire team, the entire crew, the entire posse out there in Mama Can and Munich, the Maxwell family. I understand that my aunt is in hospital. I do have to make that time, and when I go there, see how I can see her as well. So good morning to you again, Petlin. Jennifer, good morning. Hope all is well. All right. Yep. Yeah. You can go to him. Yeah. The word of the day today, that word is appropriate. Appropriate. It is spelled APPROPRIATE. Appropriate. Again, appropriate. It's spelled APPROPRIATE. It means suitable or proper. Suitable or proper. Appropriate. And here's how we can use the word in a sentence. Wear appropriate clothing. We just had the Pump It Up walk, and I don't know if you remember, but I had Dr. Fort from representing with a co-op bank, and one of the things she stipulated was that to do this walk, you have to wear appropriate clothing and footwear. All right, so there goes the word appropriate, suitable or proper. All right, ensure that you wear suitable or proper clothing. That's the word of the day. Yeah, indeed, a wonderful word. Appropriate. All the time we hear funds were appropriated for this. Oh yeah, 23 minutes on to 7 o'clock. The motivational tip of the day is up next. Yep. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is indeed a good day to have a good day. Somebody said to me, I like your color this morning. Oh, by the way, Nawasa. We good. All right. I know you have your constraints and you have to be, appropriating the water supply equitably. But what helps and what will help is early notification. It's not good for me when I wake in the morning at 3:30 to go into the shower and realize, hey, there is no water. You understand? Let us know that the supply will be interrupted. I don't know if it's happening in other areas, but for the past couple of days, a sudden rotation of the valve happened in Corinth, in that area where I live. And we want to do better than that. Let us know. Maybe I shouldn't give you 100% of the blows because maybe you did put out a notification and I didn't hear it, but I'm in the media, so I should hear it. So, so please let us know. We know you have constraints and restraints, but please let us know. Let the people know. 22 minutes on to 8 o'clock. The motivational tip of the day is up next. And it says, believe in yourself. Have faith in your abilities. Without a humble but reasonable confidence in your own powers, you cannot be successful or happy. Believe in yourself. Have faith in your abilities. Without a humble but reasonable confidence in your own powers, you cannot be successful or happy. It all begins with you. You have to have that desire. You've got to have that faith. You have to have that confidence in yourself that you can do it. And you've got to not just have the confidence and faith that you can, but you have to start. You have to make that start. And then you'd realize, hey, I've been holding back myself. Yolanda Swan, good morning. Monica Mayros Williams. Yeah, good morning, good morning, good morning. Reverend Samuel Caesar and the folks out there in the East Flatbush, New York, good morning. Rev, I hope you're doing fine, you and the family. Mr. B, good morning. All those of you out there in the diaspora who are in preparatory mode for the homecoming, we look forward to being with you. We look forward to hearing how, you can join us in this transformative process that we're going through in Grenada at the moment. Let's see how we can build Grenada on, Yeah, it's 20 minutes on to 7 o'clock. Good morning again to all the busmen of the nation. Yeah, my partner Zai, good morning. Fudge, good morning. KB, Red Heart, good morning. Yeah, take you all time on the road, right? Good morning to you, Mr. Joseph. I hope you had a restful night, and good morning to all listening to you. Have a great day, people, and be attentive at all times. Yeah, that's Yolanda Swan cautioning us. Yeah. Good morning, Erlin out there. How you doing? So Lord help me. Okay. Nice, lovely. It is indeed a good day to have a good day. Erlin, what's the weather like out there? You all getting good weather now, right? Let's see what's buzzing this morning. What's making the rounds this morning? Well, a number of things. Farmers were trained in nutmeg field sanitation and pruning techniques. In the region, St. James police alarmed by rise in killings of women. St. James, that's in Trinidad, right? Internationally, more than 1,000 passengers held on cruise after gastrointestinal illness outbreak. And in sports, California is probing possible violations over World Cup ticket sales. Those are the buzzing stories this morning. Hey, good morning, Auntie Elsa and Trevs, Sammy, Poddy, Skeeter. Good morning, Zavi, Zuri. I am not remembering the last baby's name, but good morning, dearie. We love you, love you, love you, love you. Have a great day. Uncle Glyden to Cassie, Carly, and Curty. Good morning to you and the families. Yeah, Colleen, good morning to you also. Hope you are doing well. Nigel, my brother, good morning. How is Nyan and the wifey doing? Hope you all are doing fine. Good morning to the entire staff at the National Insurance Scheme. I hope you all are doing fine. Folks, the morning edition of News, Sports, and the weather comes up right after these messages. Don't you go anywhere.
Life doesn't stand still. It moves. It grows. It asks you to believe in what's next. Your first car. Owning your home. The business you build. The future you choose to invest in. Life moves in steps. When you're ready to take the next one, we're here to help you move forward with banking solutions designed for life. From vehicle financing and mortgages to education savings, credit solutions, and support for your growing business. Republic Bank, ready for life, every step.
Up the coals, bring the flavor. It's time to crown the King of the Grill. Maggie King of the Grill 2026 is calling you. Think you got the creativity, the skills, and the fire to rule the grill? This is the ultimate showdown for chefs, backyard masters, and the food lovers alike. Step up, show your talent, and claim your spot among the best. With over $5,000 in cash and prizes to be won, the stakes has never been hotter. Happening Saturday, May the 30th. Register now. Call or WhatsApp 407-8458. But hurry, registration close April the 30th. Don't wait. Bring your fire, bring your flavor, and bring your A game. Maggie, King of the Grill 2026, where champions are made on the grill.
This is the morning edition of news for today, Thursday, 14th May 2026. In the headlines, farmers trained in nutmeg field sanitation and pruning techniques. In the region, St. James police alarmed by rise in killings of women. Internationally, more than 1,000 passengers held on cruise after gastrointestinal illness outbreak. And in sports, California probing possible violations over World Cup ticket sales. The details to these and more after these messages.
Served Grenada for decades, we are the #1 and largest electrical supplier.
Hi, welcome to Sun Electrical. How may I help?
We offer electrical wire and accessories, tools, and appliances for all residential, commercial, and industrial applications, which is what we are known for. And we expanded our products with new innovative ways to modernize your home. New homeowners will be captivated in our lighting showrooms.
Some more pendant lights here. These are very multifunctional because they can work for kitchens, living rooms, bedrooms.
We have a wide selection of lighting, ranging from indoor to outdoor and solar. We are also available for site visit services to assist you with selecting the perfect light for your forever home. We are located at Dusty Highway in Grenada and St. George. Sudden Electrical. Best value, expert advice, quality products. We hope to see you soon.
Picture this, a tangerine-colored sunset, cool tropical breeze, and a plate full of perfection. Sunday, May 24th, the day before the holiday. Grenada, get ready to live your best life at Unbothered Brunch, the tropical tangerine edition. We are taking over the Ariza car park from 4 p.m. It's going to be a vibe you can't replicate. Featuring live performances by Rita and the Ultimate Perfection Band, the Fahrenheit Band, and the Groovy Master himself, Short Pre. Keeping the energy going. Get ready for Kingpin and Graphic Sounds. Here's the best part. This is a food-inclusive event, so come hungry and leave happy. Tickets are just $150. Grab yours now at gotofed.com or any authorized outlet. Sunday, May 24th, we're outside for Unbothered Brunch, the Tropical Tangerine Edition.
Good morning, everyone. With the details, I am Gordon Joseph. As we say, welcome to Graphics and his team from Hot 98 FM. In the local news, the Ministry of Agriculture, Lands and Forestry's Northern Agricultural District has partnered with the Grenada Cooperative Nutmeg Association to provide training for farmers in recommended field sanitation and pruning techniques. The initiative is aimed at improving nutmeg production in the aftermath of Hurricane Beryl, which affected several agricultural areas across the country. During the ceremony held on Tuesday, certificates were presented to participants in recognition of their dedication and successful completion of the program. Martin Antoine of the GCNA highlighted the importance of the training in helping farmers restore and maintain healthy nutmeg fields.
The training covered key components such as the types of tools used in pruning and their proper handling, identification of branches for removal, techniques in selective pruning, as well as the reasons for and benefits of proper pruning practices. Following a practical demonstration by the facilitator, participants were given the opportunity to apply the techniques learned through hands-on exercises. This approach ensured that farmers not only understood the concepts, but also developed the practical skills necessary to implement proper pruning and field sanitation practices on their farms.
Minister for Agriculture, Lands and Forestry, Lennox Andrews, said the training forms part of ongoing efforts to strengthen proper field sanitation and improve connectivity among farms, which he described as essential to the sustainability of the nutmeg industry.
Nutmeg is here to stay. It's our main spice, and we're not going to lose our famous name as the island spice. Okay? fact, some of you were saying to me that you're not going to plant back government, you go plant back planting. And I have to say to some of you, that's not a good idea. It's not a good decision. But I also said to the GCN that there is need for us to do more research, more investigation into producing nutmeg trees that are more resilient, that can withstand the vagaries of the weather, as a basis for ensuring that our industry is sustainable. And therefore, I reckon that the training that you will have received is part of the research work the industry would have undertaken in terms of how to ensure that your field is properly sanitized and is properly well kept. And how you go about pruning your trees so as to yield more and to give us a much better quality nutmeg.
A total of 16 farmers took part in the program, where they received practical instruction on the use of tools, selective pruning methods, and the overall benefits of proper field maintenance practices. Governments of Grenada, Antigua and Barbuda, St. Kitts and Nevis, and Barbados have collaborated with the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, to host a one-day Caribbean virtual cybersecurity workshop for older adults on Wednesday at the Radisson Beach Resort. The workshop focused on educating seniors about online threats and how to better protect themselves while using digital technology. Chief Social Development Officer Chikal Courtney said the initiative is aimed at improving how older persons interact with the digital world and strengthening support services available to them. Coordinator of the Grenada National Cybersecurity Incident Response Team, Jervis Dabrio, said personal interaction with older adults is important in helping them understand cybersecurity risks. The representatives from the several stakeholder organizations also attended the session. That brings us to the end of the local segment of news. Stay with us. The regional and international developments, they are straight ahead. In the region, over in Jamaica, police in St. James, Jamaica are expressing deep concern over a recent surge in the killings of women across the parish, with investigators pointing to a troubling pattern of interpersonal violence. Authorities say several of the recent murders appear to involve disputes between individuals who were known to each other. Among the incidents, a 38-year-old woman was fatally shot on April 22nd while selling books at the Montego Bay New Testament Church of God. Just days later, on April 29th, another woman was found dead during a birthday trip to Jamaica. A post-mortem examination later confirmed that the death was a homicide. On May 1st, a 38-year-old resident was discovered with multiple stab wounds at her home in Catherine Hall after neighbors reportedly heard screams coming from her property. Then on May 9th, a 32-year-old woman was shot and killed near People's Arcade. Speaking with reporters on Tuesday evening, Commander of the St. James Police Division, Aaron Samuel, said the police are deeply disturbed by the incidents and remain concerned about the growing number of violent disputes escalating into deadly attacks. Moving further afield, more than 1,000 passengers are being held on a UK-operated cruise ship in France after 49 people fell ill from gastrointestinal sicknesses. Local health authorities in Bordeaux said 3 passengers had been isolated in the cabins on the Ambition, while other passengers will not be able to disembark in the port. They added that there was no reason to link the outbreak to the hantavirus outbreak on a separate cruise ship. Ambassador Cruise Line told the BBC a 92-year-old man had passed away on board on Sunday, but he did not report any related symptoms, and his cause of death is yet to be established by a coroner. That's the regional and international news. Stay with us. The sporting highlights are straight ahead. Good morning, sporting fans. California has contacted FIFA over possible legal violations in the sale of World Cup tickets, following allegations that some fans purchased seats in categories that were later changed. State Attorney General Rob Bonta said on Wednesday. The probe, which comes as supporters complain about the high prices of tickets for this year's tournament, follows reports that soccer's governing body sold tickets by categories displayed on stadium maps, but later changed those categories before assigning specific seats. A 3-member delegation from the Grenada Football Association is currently representing Grenada at the first ever CONCACAF Grassroots Conference in St. Martin. The delegation includes General Secretary Carl Lee, Technical Director Alistair Fleming, and Carlson McQuinn. Held under the theme CONCACAF Grassroots Charter, Developing Players, Inspiring People, Transforming Communities. The conference brings together football associations from across the region to discuss the future of grassroots football development. The event focuses on increasing participation, improving coaching standards, and using football as a tool for positive social change. Speaking at the conference, General Secretary Carl Lee said participation in the inaugural event is an important step in strengthening the foundation of football development in Grenada. He added that aligning with the CONCACAF Grassroots Charter reinforces the association's commitment to developing young talent and creating opportunities for communities through football. During the conference, delegates are taking part in workshops and knowledge-sharing sessions aimed at improving grassroots football programs across the Caribbean. The Grenada Football Association says the knowledge gained will support its ongoing youth development efforts and long-term vision for the football in Grenada. That's all the sports we've got at this time. We'll have more sports in a luncheon and primetime newscasts. Stay with us. The weather forecast is straight ahead.
How do you choose your toilet paper? Just because it's soft and nice. That's how I choose my toilet paper. Made right here in the Isle of Spice. Cherish space off Harbor Bay. Super value every day. The price is right and locally they're made. Support local when you purchase Cherish and other quality brands from Grenada Paper Products.
Folks, for the latest weather forecast, we now join forecaster Tricia Miller at the forecast desk at the MBIA. Good morning, Tricia.
Good morning to you and good morning to listeners of GBN. It's a partly cloudy morning here at the airport. Winds are from the east at 11 miles per hour. Barometric pressure 1016.1 millibars, which is above the mean and it's rising. Present temperature 28.3 degrees Celsius. Relative humidity 77%. Yesterday's maximum temperature was 31.3 degrees Celsius, and the minimum temperature last night was 27.3 degrees Celsius. No rainfall was recorded here at the MBIA over the past 24 hours, hence the total for the month remains at only 1.3 millimeters. Now the public forecast valid for today and tonight for Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. The weather is expected to be mostly fair, windy, and hazy with a few light isolated showers. Winds easterly to east-southeasterly at 15 to 25 miles per hour, gusting higher at times. Today's maximum temperature is expected to get up to 31 degrees Celsius. Seas moderate to slightly rough, waves 6 to 8 feet in open waters. A marine advisory remains in effect. Tides are currently low and will be high around 1 p.m. Sunset this evening at 6:24. Sunrise tomorrow morning at 5:43. So just to recap, the weather is expected to be mostly fair, windy, and hazy with a few light isolated showers. From the Met Office, Trisha Miller.
Trisha, just before you run off, right? How is the transition process going as we move in from the dry season into what is supposed to be the hurricane season from the 1st of next month?
Well, we're already seeing the waves starting to come across the Atlantic. Of course, these early season waves, they don't come with anything much. Most of them, they do have some rainfall, but most of them stay south of us. So most of the Guyanas will get some showers from those. But we've seen that transition occurring already.
Okay, thank you very much. I guess it's all up to us now to prepare ourselves, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, Trisha. Folks, the traffic, not the traffic, but the weather forecast, it came to you with the kind compliments of Renwick and Thompson Company Limited.
First home? Need to replace what stopped working? Ready for an upgrade? Now is the time to shop at Quartz. Get a free gift with purchase on select appliances and 20% off matching bedroom pieces. Shop mattresses for the comfort you need. Plus, save on furniture, dining, and large screen TVs. Get what you need at Quartz. And when they ask, say, I got it at Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home.
3 minutes after 7 o'clock. To end the news, a recap of the headlines. In the local news, we heard that farmers were trained in nutmeg field sanitation and pruning techniques. In the region, in Jamaica, St. James Police, they say they are alarmed by the rise in killings of women. Internationally, more than 1,000 passengers are held on a cruise after a gastrointestinal illness outbreak. And in sports, California probing possible violations over World Cup ticket sales. That has been the morning edition of news for today, Thursday, the 14th day of May. On behalf of the entire newscast and all those who made this newscast possible, I am Gordon Joseph, thanking you for viewing and listening, wishing you a safe and productive day, extending that invitation to you to stick and stay with the network because we are with you anywhere and everywhere. And also want to say thank you to Graphics and his team from Hot 98 FM for sharing their time with us this morning. Have a great day now, everybody.
Looking to shop online from your favorite stores like Amazon and Shein? With GPC Global, it's never been easier. Get your very own US address and shop from around the world. With GPC Global, you can order the latest trends and must-have items, all delivered straight to Grenada to your closest post office for your pickup. We offer the cheapest rates, and our service is reliable and quick. No more waiting for weeks for your packages. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Join the Grenada Postal family today and start shopping smarter. Visit us online at www.grenadapostal.com or call us on 437-POST. That's 437-7678. GPC Global, your gateway to the world.
Are you looking for a reliable, affordable, and customer-friendly pharmacy? Look no further than Hills and Valley Pharmacy, the nation's leading healthcare products and services provider. We are committed to serving you at convenient locations. Find an extensive and affordable selection of prescription and over-the-counter drugs and medical supplies at Church Street, Hillsborough, Carriacou, Jubilee Street, Grenville, St. Andrew, near the bus terminal, and Halifax and Grenville Street, St. George. Our committed team is always available to offer valuable assistance for managing your health and wellness. Discover the additional benefits of our wholesale distribution on Halifax Street and our Medcare Center on Grenville Street, where we provide in-house physiotherapy, massage therapy, doctor consultations, and eye care services. Our commitment is to satisfy all your healthcare needs, including competitive prices, loyalty rewards, and special discounts for seniors. Contact us at 435-6904 and WhatsApp 535-4734. Choose Hills and Valley Pharmacy. Remember, your health is our business.
Freedom is driven to pursue that passion that keeps you up at night and makes you smile in your sleep. Freedom is bold to embrace the possibilities that can open up your world and conquer new heights. Freedom is fabulous with bits and pieces that enhance the quality of your life. Freedom is what you do with the flexibility to change path or direction when you need to. Freedom breeds ambition and purpose while having loads of fun along the way. But most of all, freedom is well-deserved for the road traveled and the journey still to come. Unleash your freedom with Nexa Credit Union. Call us on 440-1354 or visit our website to pre-apply. Apply now. Freedom awaits. Terms and conditions apply. Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
Running a small business can be hard. The early mornings, the long hours, the constant hustle to make every sale count. But these days, more customers carry cards, not cash. And that often means a missed sale. Not anymore. With the tap-to-phone service from Co-op Bank, you can have an easy, secure way to accept payments using only your smartphone. No terminals, no cables, no setup fees, just your phone. Now every entrepreneur, barbers, vendors, taxi operators, creatives and more can accept card payments instantly, fast, simple, and backed by Visa's trusted global network. Sign up for Tap to Phone today, because doing business just got easier.
Distributed by Echo Blue Limited. Visit us on the Lansopine Main Road or call 405-4818.
At 5 p.m. on August 5th, 1944, the schooner Island Queen sailed out of the St. George's Harbor. On board were some of Grenada's brightest and best sons and daughters. What happened afterwards remains a mystery.
Where Island Queen gone?
Heritage Theatre Company presents Lucy's Straw Hat, a full-length drama written and directed by Chris DeRiggs, a moving story about a family caught up in the drama of this great mystery. Meet Mammy Sylvie, a woman with a secret too heavy to keep but too painful to reveal.
I'm asking for forgiveness for not telling you the truth.
Pa John, the war veteran.
Sometimes I sit here feeling so helpless, so crushed.
Hyacinth, always ready to do mischief.
You don't see the woman Uncle Norris married. She face ugly enough to turn milk.
Lucy, beautiful and headstrong.
I had a dream, Mommy, that Hyacinth was there, holding my hand.
Lucy's Straw Hat at Grenada Trade Center on Saturday 13th and Sunday 14th June, and at the Luke Cinema on Saturday 20th and Sunday 21st June. All shows 7 p.m. Advance tickets $60, $75 at the door. Come join us.
Where Island Queen gone?
The Ministry of Agriculture White Potato Production Initiative is an OECS sub-regional project aimed at reducing Grenada's reliance on imported white potatoes, which in 2025 had an imported value of over 4.5 million EC dollars. The White Potato Production Initiative is part of the Ministry of Agriculture's food security drive and is being undertaken with the simultaneous cultivation of other crops such as sweet potatoes, pineapples, coconuts, carrots, and other vegetables. Other OECS countries like Dominica and St. Vincent and the Grenadines are already at an advanced stage in white potato production, with Dominica completely cutting the import of white potatoes during the first quarter of 2026. Grenada is now preparing to advance production for better output in 2027. The Ministry of Agriculture, Lands and Forestry, ensuring food and nutrition security for all.
All right, folks, it's 12 minutes after 7 o'clock, and at this time I'm happy to join Sergeant Troy Paul from the Traffic Department of the RGPF for this morning's traffic report. Sergeant Paul, good morning.
A pleasant morning to you. It is always a pleasure to be here, and this morning is no exception. And we let persons know what is happening traffic-wise throughout the tri-land seat of Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique. And this morning, at this particular time, which is 7:10, the traffic at the moment in most of the areas moderately flowing, as we would have on mornings like these. Morning.
Go right ahead, Sarge.
Yes, as we would have on mornings like these, with moderate flowing traffic in most of the areas, with some light flowing, as we normally see on our morning times, with the exception of areas such as Calavini and the traffic coming out from the central direction heading down to the Local Street roundabout with a heavier flowing traffic than normal. With light flowing traffic, especially coming out from the western corridor, traffic coming out from the Grenada direction, and also in most of the other areas, such as the Mount Parnassus, Tempe Road at this particular moment. So all these areas, the traffic are light to moderate flowing, as I've stated, with the exception of traffic coming out from the Calavini and the St. Paul's, which St. Paul's have one of the heaviest flowing traffic at this particular moment. So persons hearing the sound of my voice, please take note as well. All other areas, especially most of the areas in the tri-land state of Grenada, have a light to moderate flowing traffic through and through their towns at the moment. So persons, please take a note at this particular time. No unnecessary obstruction and no reported accident at this particular time. However, we know that this traffic situation do not remain as it is throughout the morning. We definitely increase as we get closer to the 8 o'clock hour. We see it gradually increase as we get closer, and even a little past 8, sometime half past, even in certain cases, most time 9 a.m. So it definitely means that the volume of traffic flowing in those areas definitely increases as time increases on morning times. Even on evening times too, we normally would see those increase of traffic from earlier as maybe 3:45 up to about 5 and a little after 5 in the evening in most of those areas stated. Most of the time you would see traffic on the Canteen Public Road, Carnage, all the way to Springs and some areas in the town of St. George. But nonetheless, the traffic department always have persons, especially on the morning time and the evening, to assist in regulating of traffic to make those traffic situations a lot easier for persons entering or in those choke points that we would have the challenges to deal with those congestions. But more so, we want persons to leave home earlier to avoid getting into those traffic congestions so that you could have some peace of mind as you travel along the road, where you wouldn't have that long, deliberate wait, so that you can They wouldn't have to be sitting in traffic for these extended periods. So we ask persons to normally leave home a little bit earlier to avoid those traffic congestions. As we dive right into the accident state for the past 24 hours, the accident state is 7 minor reported accidents in the trial states of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. And they are as follows: traffic headquarters, 2 minor, South St. George 1, St. Paul's 1 minor as well, Guelph continued with 1 minor as well, and the Grand Roy Police Station had 2 minor as well. It seems like the Western Corridor had a bit of accidents, although it's not much, but still they normally wouldn't get that much reported accident, especially in the Grand Roy area, and still have at the Guelph. So definitely the Western Corridor was somewhat a little busy yesterday as it relates to minor accidents. So it definitely means that we have to look at trajectory of all those reported accidents, and as we have accident mapping and so on. But more so, I just want to inform drivers of their responsibility and obligation as it relates to safety along our nation's road. There's a lot to say about road safety, and there's a lot that is required from drivers as it relates to making sure that their journey is one that is of a safe nature. Even not only drivers, but also passengers in those vehicles, they have obligations as well. Even pedestrians have their obligations, motorcycle riders. And I just want to touch a little on motorcycle and cycle riders this morning as it relates to your safety. Remember, make sure that before you ride those instruments that you have proper working brakes, both front and back, and making sure that you also have your protective headgear, which is most important, and not just only headgear, the other important safety gears such as those other areas that you would have if you engage, or if things do not go away and you have to break a fall, that it will be minimized as it relates to your injuries. So your safety is important, especially. And something I've been seeing, and we started a long time, where we have the pillion riders. They're the ones that are at the back of those bikes. And most of the time they'll be females. And we're seeing that the riders or the person controlling the vehicle have their helmets and all the protective gears. And those females, all they have is their bottom in the air. Sad to say. You see a few with helmets, and that is the most that you would see. And they are exposed while the driver or the rider is heavily protected, and the manner in which they drive. So if you hear the sound of my voice, you are a rider, or you see such things, or you've been as a female in the back of those bikes, please be mindful. If that particular person cares about your safety, they should ensure that you have a helmet and all the other protective gears while you're riding as a pillion rider. So please take note and make sure that your safety is paramount, especially if you're riding on bikes and so on. So as we dive right back, a little back into the accidents, so we know that our traffic will definitely increase as we get closer to the 8 o'clock hour. We know that we suggested persons leaving home early on a morning time to avoid congestion. We spoke about also yes, so I've mentioned persons leaving early in the morning time and persons taking alternative routes to avoid those, but most of the times persons do try to use those alternative routes, and we are seeing that those alternative routes are still being congested sometimes, depending on where persons decide to pass at particular times. So we ask that you definitely consider that part of leaving home a little bit earlier. We do have some funerals that will be taking place in the town of St. George's, and we have 3 funerals that will be in the town. We have the Presbyterian Church, the St. George's Catholic Church at the Immaculate Conception, and also the crematorium in that area. So we know anything from after 12, that area would have a delays in traffic from time to time. So persons, especially in that area, Church Street, Granite Road, and also Cemetery Hill, a little anything after the 1-2 Gold Mines there. So please be mindful of those information as you travel along those roads around this particular time. And that is all we have for folks this morning as it relates to the traffic state, anything or all things traffic this morning. Any questions from you this morning? Or concerns from anybody?
Normal thing. Just like to make sure that our drivers and road users be cautious in using the roads. Again, I'd like to see more paintings of the signages that are up, traffic signages, so that the drivers or even pedestrian could have no excuse and say, I did not see it was a pedestrian crossing there, and so forth. Okay, so that's basically it. And we want to ask the question as usual. I'm going to ask it this morning. If you are texting or doing anything else while you are supposed to be maneuvering that vehicle, then who's driving? Who's driving? The gist of it is, do not text or do anything else when you are driving. You should be focused on driving. All right? You have to be looking out for the persons who will not be looking out for you. That's what makes you a good driver, a defensive driver, and also, basically, that's it.
All right. Thank you very much again for helping us. You as well.
Have a good day, Sarge.
Thank you very much, and you as well.
All right. Folks, that's the traffic report. We take a quick commercial break. When we come back, I talk with Dr. George Mitchell. He's representing Grenada for Cuba organization as they highlight some of the activities that are ongoing. We'll be back after these messages. Don't you go anywhere.
Grenada, sports aren't just a game. They're a way of life. They teach discipline, teamwork, and resilience. They inspire the next generation to push boundaries and chase excellence. That's why the Investment Migration Agency of Grenada is proud to support sports initiatives as part of our commitment to youth and national development. When we invest in sports programs, we invest in the future. We invest in the health and well-being of our youth, and we invest in broadening Grenada's reach, proudly connecting our athletes, our talent, and our nation to a global community. Together, we all go further. The Investment Migration Agency. Unlock the possibilities.
Get ready for the mother of all bingos, because Sunday, May 17th, the entire nation will be heading to the National Cricket Stadium for the massive Mega Force promotions, cars and cash. Mega Bingo! It all goes down from 5 p.m. and this year you can win not one, not two, but 3 hybrid cars. We're talking a Suzuki Ignis, a Subaru XV, and a Honda Vissel. But that's not all. You can also get a chance to win $30,000 in cash. Grab your tickets now. $60 for one or $100 for two. And did I mention free buses will be available island-wide? This is the event no one should miss. Sunday, May 17th, cars and cash Mega Bingo. National Cricket Stadium, we're coming. Brought to you by Caribbean. It's the way we play.
The Grenville Cooperative Credit Union introduces its new digital platform, managing your finances at any time from anywhere.
As a part-time student, balancing work and studies can be a real challenge. But with GCCU's digital app, these worries are no more. My parents can now remotely transfer funds to my account, and I can check my balance at any time, giving me the freedom to achieve my goals.
My days can be long and tedious. With this app, I can ensure my loan is paid on time, transfer funds to someone else's account, and check my balances. I don't have to rush to do business during my lunch hour or after work anymore.
With this app, I can request checks to pay my suppliers, letters for my business transactions. I don't have to leave my farm to go stand in line.
The Grenville Credit Union digital platform. It's convenient and secure banking right at your fingertips. Download the app today from the Play Store or App Store or call 442-8602, 459-4325 or 416-8467 for further information.
Your life is yours, your future's in your hands. Your body is yours, that's why you need a plan. You gotta plan your family, avoid HIV, get the education from the Grenada Planned Parenthood Association.
We offer STI screening, gender-based violence counseling, prenatal and postnatal checks, injectables, condoms, pap smears, and other sexual reproductive services. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. The Pointy Street, St. George's. Whether male or female, it doesn't matter. We're here to make your life better.
Grenada Planned Parenthood Association.
For appointments, call 440-3341.
Welcome, viewers and listeners, to the first leg of the conversation this morning. And as I hinted to you, I've got with me live via our Zoom platform. I looked at his background and I'm saying you're at the Oval Office. All right. I'm speaking of none other than my good friend Dr. George Mitchell. This morning he is representing the Grenada Friends for Cuba organization that is embarking on a number of fundraising activities as we show solidarity to the folks, our dear folks and friends from Cuba. As you know, they're going through a very tumultuous time at the moment. So it is that time when I say good morning to you, Doc.
Good morning to you, Innocent, and good morning to your wide viewership as well. And certainly the comments regarding the White House, that is a hot place to be right now, if you ask me.
Definitely so.
I am in Red Gate. So,
okay.
I'm happy to be here. But thank you for having me on the program. And yes, a very, very worthy conversation on assistance for Cuba in this dire time.
Okay.
So.
I know that there have been a number of events already, and from all indications, they have been very, very well supported. But you know, as much support as we can get is needed. So, what? Before we go into what is forthcoming, from the organization's perspective, the events that occurred already, how were they?
Excellent. I can point to a couple of them that have been sold out activities. The Dinner for Cuba was a huge success in the Trade Center. I think it was last week. Sold out, camaraderie, revival of spirits, memories shared among folks who participated in the activity, and it was a really, really wonderful activity. And I can also point to the activities that were held in St. Patrick's as well. I was not there, but the report is that it was a wonderful turnout. Person showed a lot of appreciation for the activity and the support to Cuba. We are really, really happy. We're thankful for the outpour of support for the people of Cuba.
Okay, well, I know we're prepping for that grand event come Saturday, of which I will be a part of as well at the Grenada Trade Center. But I also remember in a conversation with my dear friend King's Counsel Ruggles Ferguson and Dr. Malachi Doughton, I said to them that I would also work along with whoever is responsible for St. David and get some artists together in the Lassages playing field and do something, just have people coming and make the donation celebrations and so forth. So I know that is something that is in the making. But as it relates to the event on Saturday night, how are plans going for that?
Saturday morning. So let me just back up a little bit. In a sense, absolutely, this mega activity that we want you to be part of in terms of getting artists to come and just show solidarity for Cuba while we try to raise a few dollars for them, because the situation there is quite bad as we speak. But in terms of what we're doing in St. David's, we have organized 3 fundraising activities. One is going to be held on Saturday morning in Redgate Junction. Everybody knows where Redgate is, just down the road from me. That's a breakfast activity, and that is going really, really, really fine. The other activity is going to be another breakfast that will be held in Latant Junction. Folks know where that is as well. So we're using very known areas in the St. David's parish. And the third activity, the third fundraiser we have is a raffle that we have tickets being sold for. And that raffle is going to take place at the second breakfast, which is in Latant on the 23rd. We have some fantastic prizes donated by well-wishers, supporters of Cuba, if you can put it like that. It's been a wonderful experience reaching out to folks, asking them to support, because I have not had a negative answer. So, for example, we have persons who was, donated for the raffle. For example, a Samsung phone, dinner for 2 at 6 cents. That beautiful restaurant, and they're not paying me for that ad, mind you. And Bohemian Heights. We have folks that are supporting dinner for 2 at Port Louis, a food voucher for $200. So persons have come out willingly and donated those prizes for the raffle. And in terms of donations for the 2 breakfasts that will be organized, the support has also been overwhelming. I'm really happy that Grenadians and even is a bad way to put it, the business community have supported, and I want to applaud them. We've asked for things like, saltfish and smoke herring and flour and, that sort of stuff.
Right.
And yes, and they have supported nicely. We will mention them in a subsequent announcement, so to speak.
All right.
I don't mean that way,
Okay.
but yeah, we will give them the necessary praise when we compile the entire list to say a big thank you. But the support has been overwhelming.
Well, my good friend Francis Urias Peters called me yesterday reminding me that I am to appear in that event at the Grenada Trade Center come this Saturday. And how are plans going for that? Are you abreast of that?
I am not in the middle of that part of the committee organizing it, but my understanding, being on the chart, is that it's going well. Plans for that. And that is a concert on Saturday night in the Trade Center, and the concert is dubbed Solidarity Night for Cuba. There is a subcommittee that's handling that, and I have all the confidence that things are very much in place for that activity to be staged. And I want to encourage Grenadians, I want to encourage everybody to come down and support the activity, just for supporting Cuba. Listen, throughout the years, I don't know of a single country, and that's my personal take, that has sacrificed their professionals in all walks of life to the aid of Grenada and the wider Caribbean and the wider world than the people of Cuba. So I think in this instance, we ought to show appreciation. I don't know of a Grenadian family that in one way or the other, has not benefited in some way from some assistance in Cuba, whether or not it's a cousin, a brother, a sister, auntie, an uncle, or so would have had some sort of like experience with Cuba, whether it's the road that they have built, the airports that they have built that we're all using now. It all sort of like comes back to Cuban assistance. And so I think there is a real need to support Cuba in their time of need. Okay. And so yes, that concert is on Saturday night, and I'm also going to use the opportunity to talk about, to mention an activity that the folks in St. Andrews, Decima Williams and her folks, they have a concert, not a concert, an activity tomorrow night in Rainbow Inn.
Right.
It's dubbed Soiree for Cuba. It's a social activity with food and drinks and camaraderie and socialization. So I'm asking, folks in that area, especially, to come out and support that activity.
Okay. Well, I know that, as the events progress, we will have more discussions and, enlightenment as they go, but I want to thank you for sharing with us, and again on behalf of your organizing committee and the people from Cuba, I want to say thank you to Grenada for the overwhelming support that they've shown thus far. And it's not a one-off thing, because the conditions in Cuba remain dire and they need all the support that we can give. So we are going to do just that. So thank you, Doc.
Right. So I'm encouraging, last word, Innocent, I'm encouraging the folks around St. David's to come out and support us this Saturday morning. We will be there from 5:30. Breakfast is around 6 o'clock to 8, 9, 10 when it finishes. We'll have a bar, a little bit of music. So please, guys, come out and support the activity, and also the one in Latant next week, Saturday, the 23rd of May. So thank you again for the opportunity, and yeah.
Thank you, Doc, and we will be in touch. We'll keep in touch, all right?
Thank you.
Okay. Folks, that's it for this leg of the conversation. I have been speaking there with Dr. George Mitchell, representing the organization of the Grenada to Cuba Friendship, and as we embark on a number of fundraising events to support our friends in Cuba. We take a quick commercial break. When we come back, I've got Mr. Dillian Walters with us as he represents Lucy's Straw Hat, that theatrical piece that's coming up shortly. We'll be back after this. Don't you go anywhere.
How do you choose your toilet paper? Just because it's soft and nice. That's how I choose my toilet paper. Made right here in the Isle of Spice. Cherish Springs off Harbor Bay. Super value every day. The price is right and locally they're made. Support local when you purchase Cherish and other quality brands from Grenada Paper Products.
Everyone, my name is Felicia and I'm the owner of Feli's Nigerian Kitchen. I want to invite you all with your family to come for the GVN King of the Grill on the 30th of May. We'll be there with Nigerian style grilled. We'll have the grilled fish and bolek, which is grilled fish and plantain, and chicken, pork. Everything will be seasoned in Nigerian way. We'll have the spicy and the non-spicy, and of course we'll have a goosey soup and fufu. So come out that day and have fun. It will be at Monroe Field on the 30th of May. See you there, 1 p.m.
Fire up the coals, bring the flavor. It's time to crown the King of the Grill. Maggie King of the Grill 2026 is calling you. Think you got the creativity, the skills, and the fire to rule the grill? This is the ultimate showdown for chefs, backyard masters, and the food lovers alike. Step up, show your talent, and claim your spot among the best. With over $5,000 in cash and prizes to be won. The stakes has never been hotter. Happening Saturday, May the 30th. Register now. Call or WhatsApp 407-8458.
date. But hurry, registration close April the 30th. Don't wait. Bring your fire, bring your flavor, and bring your A-game. Maggie, King of the Grill 2026, where champions are made on the grill.
At 5 p.m. on August 5th, 1944, the schooner Island Queen sailed out of the St. George's Harbor. On board were some of Grenada's brightest and best sons and daughters. What happened afterwards remains a mystery.
Where Island Queen gone?
Heritage Theatre Company presents Lucy's Straw Hat, a full-length drama written and directed by Chris DeRiggs, a moving story about a family caught up in the drama of this great mystery. Meet Mammy Sylvie, a woman with a secret too heavy to keep but too painful to reveal.
Asking for forgiveness for not telling you the truth.
Pa John, the war veteran.
Sometimes I sit here feeling so helpless, so crushed.
Hyacinth, always ready to do mischief.
You don't see the woman Uncle Norris married. She face ugly enough to turn milk.
Lucy, beautiful and headstrong.
I had a dream, Mommy, that Hyacinth was there, holding my hand.
Lucy's Straw Hat at Grenada Trade Center on Saturday 13th and Sunday 14th June, and at the Luke Cinema on Saturday 20th and Sunday 21st June. All shows 7 p.m. Advance tickets $60, $75 at the door. Come join us.
Where Island Queen gone?
Welcome back, viewers and listeners, to the conversation. As promised, I've got with me in the studio my dear friend, Mr. Is Dr. Dillian Walters?
Nah, man, good man.
You good there? All right. Mr. Dillian Walters. He's representing Heritage Theatre this morning, and as you know, they've got this grand production coming up. You can see the lady, Uncle Juan, so married to boy. She's so ugly, she feels fun milk, you know. How you all come up with these things, man?
Well, a lot of it falls on the back of the director, writer, Mr. Christopher DeRiggs. I just want to say good morning to the entire cast of Lucy's Straw Hat and the Heritage Theatre family by extension and their families. Special good morning to you, Innocent, and the GBN family for accommodating us this morning.
It's always a pleasure, man.
Yeah. Boy, this production is a very interesting one. It's something that I grew up hearing about, and that is the Island Queen schooner.
Yes.
And for me, I thought it was just a myth, because it just was just a passing comment about the Island's Queen disappearance.
Something like Christopher Columbus.
Yes. So you didn't have much to go by, and we must commend the director, writer, because extensive research went into producing this play and the script. When you hear the details of who were involved and the names that were called, and it's amazing. And the first reading, the draft reading of the script, we were all wowed by it. The concept.
Oh, wow.
And the idea is just out of the world. We always hear and people talk about Island Queen and who families were involved, and in those days it was the well-to-do Grenadian families, as you refer to them as.
Right.
They were the ones who were going up to St. Vincent aboard this boat. Excuse me. Two boats. There was an excursion. There was the Providence Mark, and the Island Queen, who left Grenada for St. Vincent. Somehow Providence Mark made it to St. Vincent, Island Queen didn't. And you're talking about a boat filled with passengers, Grenadians, traveling to St. Vincent and disappeared.
I know for a fact that the course did not take them through the Bermuda Triangle.
They didn't take them through the Bermuda Triangle, and that is a part of the story that makes it so amazing for us, because the writer left us thinking which direction, in terms of where you want to go, because there's mention of a possibility of a British ship destroying it, thinking it was another battleship because it was a war period. All right, you're talking in the 40s, 1944, there around those times, and so the trip took place around August of 1944, and so you have young people, Grenadians, going up excited, and only to realize that one ship got to the destination, the other didn't, and that is the Island Queen. Some people have a belief that outside Kitchen, there is that area there, they say poor buoyancy, the ship may have gone down, because there was never any evidence presented, nothing found to say.
It's like MH370.
It's just gone. Disappeared, and it's just an amazing story. We have a star-studded cast,
So what I'm gathering, right, and over a period of time, I've observed that in amidst the humor in the presentation or the production, if you pay particular attention, you learn a lot from it. This is a history lesson.
This is a history lesson, and Chris is known for developing these stories. We did the Fed-On production, Heritage. We had a Come On Board production recently completed, and now we are here with Lucy Straw Hat. And as I said earlier, extensive research went into presenting the script. Okay. And I will encourage everybody to come out and see this one. The young and the old. You hear names like the Salabs, the Williamson. You hear the Rapiers. There's so much names that call the Riggs. There's a lot of names that call in the story. I mentioned families who took that trip.
Right.
And never made it.
And the families are still here.
And the names are still here.
Yeah.
There is there's Julians. That's a W. Julian family. Names mentioned in the production.
Well, Tonton will go to that show.
Tony will later on. Yes. And as I said before, we have a star-studded cast. Neela Etienne, Debbie Gray, we have Dexter Yaching, we have Samuel Ogilvy, Rose Bagwan, Marina Derricks, and myself. That's the full cast, and trust me, it is.
What is your role in that cast?
I am the father of two of the children of a family who took the trip. The young man Hyacinth, played by Marina Derricks, and Lucy, young, talented, intelligent young lady who really wanted to explore. She just got a scholarship,
but she didn't make it,
and the mother gave her a trip for becoming the island scholar, and she never made it. So it's trust me, it's just one of those production that dips into. So I'm playing the role of João Paulo de Silva. That's the father.
Say that slowly.
João Paulo de Silva.
Okay.
The Portuguese descendants, so he came from Portugal. Him and his brother migrated to St. Vincent. So it only shows how families we linked.
Yeah,
we linked across the territories, and those days he got married to Vinci, and and all the different stories. It's just how the story merged together is just an amazing one. The production starts on June of 13th and 14th at the Trade Center, starting 7 p.m. and then we move to Grenville at the Deluxe Cinema on the 20th and the 21st. And so we want to encourage folks to come out in your numbers and see this production. This is one for the books, and I tip my hat to the writer once again, because I was wowed when I saw that. I read the script for the first time, and I said, this is an amazing. And the thing I like most about it is that Chris is one, when you start to work on a production, he engages his entire team for feedback, how we can improve, how we can, shift, and there's no bad idea, and so he comes to the team and he will, engage us in terms of what we think, and then go back to the drawing board. Sometimes you just punch a line in the play, and then he now will add that line to the production. It's a collective process. Masterpiece by him, but we all work towards making it what it is.
And I must commend the cast as well. I mean, Chris is Chris. Yeah. He's the brain behind it, but he's open for suggestions, as you said.
Yes.
But the cast itself, without the cast gelling like family. Whenever I see you all at the Trade Center going to rehearsal, it's like one big family.
It is. And that's the energy that we have created over the last 38, 39 years.
How long have you been in this?
Lord.
Not 39 years, because you're just about 41.
I would say it's over 35 years involved in theater. Yeah.
I remembered you in your teething phase in comedy, right? I remembered,
over 35 years, and I mean, I gave the most. I got thanks, support from friends and family, for the encouragement from the general public, because you can only evolve with time. And what is most fulfilling for me is that I had an opportunity to work with some of Grenada's greatest, likes of Asquith Duncan and Robert White and Pablo Sylvester and Wayne Bubb, and Bassanio Nicholas, and some of them may not be on the front line again like that.
Yeah.
But I am still in the mix with the younger ones, the Rose Bagwan and Sam, and so it gives a real fulfilling feeling for me, knowing that I'm still able to be part of something like this, be part of another, bringing another piece of history to life on stage, in the production of Lucy's Straw Hat.
From your personal side, right? In prepping yourself for these events, what's your mental state?
Well, for me, every actor will have a different approach to finding his or her character, but for me, I tend to walk my characters through over different stages. I feel the different intonation, the persona. I study things, so the person you see sitting here now is definitely the person on stage, and we hear about alter ego. You're shifting from one yourself to a character.
Yeah.
That's when you come deep into your characters. And even sometime at the rehearsal now, I'm looking at Sam, and Sam is now practicing as the journalist, the British journalist who was interviewing Sylvie, who's giving a recollection of the story and how it, and so there's a lot of flashback in the now and then the interview, and it is just one you have to be there to experience, to see, the feel, the Joao, Hyacinth, Lucy, Matron Daniel, Debbie Gray. It's just Dexter Yaching, who's playing the role of William Julian, old Warvet, you understand, and they reminisce on the time they were in the wars, himself and Joao, so it is one of the productions, as I said before, that gives me that feeling that I am happy and honored to be part of. Yeah.
As time progresses, right, it's only obvious that your era will come to an end. Okay, not now. I mean, I see another 50, 60 years.
I pray to the Most High for good health, long life, strength, peace of mind.
Right.
And so once I'm able to move,
you'll do this,
and I'll be in it.
But my point is continuity. What do you think we're in the right place where, when you all said, okay, we had enough of this, do you see a new cadre of people coming?
Yes, we're seeing that. We're seeing that. There's a lot of talents out there, not only under the Heritage umbrella, but under the different theatre companies and groups. We have Dr. Christopher Williams and his academy. We know of Urias Peters and his Labucan Theatre company. We also hear of the Ricardo Keynes Douglas, who is still around and still builds productions, and so I am not worried about the baton being passed on. I just hope that when we hand it to them, they keep it going.
Yeah. They continue their
continue the story, and so like I said earlier, I'm happy to be part of the process, because I remember at GBS's auditorium looking at Chris doing poetry and Asquith Duncan and Pablo Sylvester, and always wanted to be like them.
Yeah.
Always wanted to go on stage and do that. I feel I could do that. And after I stayed, I
Chris gave me a different story on your abduction, if you want to use that word. You say, whose idea? And
it's true. It is the truth. Because I did it. I loved it. I saw it because I lived pretty close to GBS at the time. And so once there was a play or any show in GBS, you can't pay to go in, but you start opening window peeping. Right. And for me, it sparked my curiosity. And even through secondary school, sometimes you say the class clown, you could just think on your feet, you make up stuff, you make joke of stuff, and it was always that kind of energy. And the audition came, and it was a bet we had in the class. I sure you can't go and do this, and that's where it started.
Yeah.
And as the good gospel say, no turning back. I am here. I'm here today. Okay. And I just once again want to invite the entire public out. Okay. Who saw Cameron Boat. I'm guaranteeing you that you will get an opportunity to see us in a different light.
What was the name of that production you all did where my good friend Robert was crying, "You love me and you hunting me"? That one would never get out my head. What was the name of that one?
Okay, off the top of the dome, I try to remember that one. But I mean, I talk with Robert. Robert is just an amazing talent, a gift. Robert is a gift, is a brother, a friend, one who is very much heritage, one of the pillars of heritage. I mentioned names who I started and who coached me into theater. Halim Abdulwali, I can't forget Halim's name.
Right.
I can't leave out Halim. The likes of Christine Mersol, rest in eternal peace, like Asquith. But they are the ones, they took us raw talents, and they developed it,
made it into something.
We became writers, we became producers, directors. It sparked me into entertainment management and events and stuff. That's where it started. That is where it started with heritage. And we have an amazing support team. We have Sandra James, we have Carol, we just have a very strong supportive team, and I could call names from now till then, and Lisa Grappy James, we have Serena Abraham, we have Sonia Cadet, and the names will just go on, but we have we have body. We have a very strong supportive team, and as you said earlier, we are also working on a training academy so we can keep the thing alive.
That's important.
That's what we do. We're working. Important. So there is also a lot of plans in the pipeline. Okay. And hopefully we get them out of the pipeline. All the people complain water in the pipeline these days, but don't worry.
Rio said it last week. He asked for water, they gave him pipe.
But we are ready. We are preparing some very, very tough rehearsal schedules, but we want to ensure that when we step on stage, we can deliver something to Grenada and our Grenadian public, one for the books again.
What they've come to expect of heritage.
What they come to expect of heritage, And I want to say good morning again to the entire cast and team. They put in the work. I know it's hard for most of us. After long days of work, we have to go to rehearsals and put in the work like we just starting the day.
Yeah, Robert said sometime 1 o'clock in the morning.
He's getting home. He's in Sates.
Yeah.
And that is the sort of commitment, because Rose is involved in her dancing, Sam is involved in his creative process as well, Neela, press secretary, always at it as well. But we make the time, we make the sacrifices, the passion speaks for itself, and I must commend our team.
Okay. What's the cost for entry?
All right, so it's $60 in advance, $75 at the door.
That's next to free.
Next to free. Just let me highlight some of the ticket outlets. It's important to do that. Let me just highlight. So we have Mitchell Pharmacy, Grand Anse, Gittins Pharmacy, that's the one on Wall Street. We have Gabriel's Pharmacy in Pemberton, St. David's. We have Art and Soul Bookstore, the Spiceland Mall, 3B's Bookstore, St. George's, Quick Stop at the Otways gas station at Kirani James Boulevard, St. Andrew's Pharmacy, that's Grenville, and Go to Fet. All right. So get your ticket now. As I said, the dates for the production is Saturday the 13th and Sunday the 14th of June Grenada Trade Center, and then we moved to the Luke Cinema Grenville on the 20th and the 21st, and so we want everybody bring out. It's a family production.
Yeah,
it's a family production, and we thrive on that to ensure that what we give a present a production the entire family can enjoy.
No one is left behind.
No one is left behind.
Yeah. Well, as we hear, I want to say thanks to Mr. Bido and his team, Lisa and the rest of the team. Yeah,
Uncle Ricky.
Providing this top class facility,
and it's I mean it's real. It's somebody who's passionate about people, Mr. Martin Bido, Ricky Bido, and
we need a whole program.
We need a program to talk on him, and sometimes he give people their flowers, and I hope many of us take our time to give him his flowers.
Yeah,
because he opened his doors to Heritage Theatre on a weekly basis, and the amazing thing about it, for 30-something odd years, we religiously meet on Wednesdays. Every Wednesday. We may take a break if it's around the Christmas or whatever, but once everything is back to normal, Wednesday is Heritage Day, and we look forward to it. Sometimes there's no production, but we meet, and it creates a bond, it creates the energy, the dynamics. That's why you can step on stage with an actor, and if that actor drop a line, you are able to pick it up because you know who you're working with. And likes of Wayne Bob, despite Wayne is still in the mix, Wayne comes to rehearsal, he gives his input, and that's the sort of love and energy that exists in the team.
Mr. Walters, thank you.
Well, thank you. And again, folks, Lucy's Straw Hat, the story of the full-length drama, written and directed by Christopher Derriggs, and it speaks of the story of the Island Queen schooner, the disappearance of the Island Queen schooner. All right?
Okay. 13th and 14th of June, Grenada Trade Center, and the following weekend at the Deluxe Cinema in Grenville.
Yeah.
$60 in advance, $75 at the door. Get your tickets early.
Now. Get your tickets now. Get your tickets now.
Folks, that's it for the conversation this morning. Thank you, Dillion, and we'll see. And Lucy's straw hat. I come out with my straw hat too. You know what I'm saying? That's it for the conversation. We join the BBC.